In this video, we will look at object detection and the zero-shot object detection, similar to the previous video where we looked at classification and the zero-shot version. So we are taking these two images for testing these models, right? One image with these cats and remotes and sofa, and the second one with these two birds. Okay. So let's start with the object detection. All right. So here we are. Again, we are choosing the default model by simply specifying the task we wanted to do. Now this model is coming from Facebook. It's this ResNet 50 model, right? And then we simply call the model with the image data, either in the form of a URL or the binary data, right? Now, because this is object detection model, it detect a number of objects. Okay. So then we are printing the length of the object. So this is going to be a list. Now the length of the objects will give the number of objects the model has detected. Okay. Generally for object detections, there will be too many detections with a very low confidence score. We choose certain threshold and we ignore the detections below the threshold score, right? So I think here the model is by default returning 5 detections. We'll check that in it. Let's check that. So let's do one thing, insert. All right, so by default, what does it return? It returns a list of dictionary containing the input label score box. The dictionary contains the following key information. List of dictionaries corresponding to will return a list of dictionaries. If the input list is several images, will return multiple images. All right, it seems to have detected only 5 and it is already filtering out the low score detections. Okay. But I will check if this model takes an additional parameter to say how many objects we want it back, or the objects with minimum confidence score. Okay, so here we are just looping over the objects and just printing the content of the objects, right? So as the Docker string state, it's a string. Each element is a string, and it contains the confidence score, the label, and the 4 coordinates related to the bounding box. Okay, so it has detected a remote, another remote, couch, cat, and another cat, right? So exactly the 5 objects we saw in this image, right? In this image. Now the confidence scores are also seems to be quite high. Yep. So this one, so all the scores are close to 1. The model is very confident. I mean, probably that image is a little easier, or the training data has very similar images. Okay. Now we will use OpenCV. Okay, NumPy is missing. Let me do one thing. NumPy as NP. All right, we have made the detections, and now so here all we are doing is we are reading the image as an NumPy array using OpenCV and the URL library. Okay, and then we are looping over the objects which are detected here, right? These 5 objects, and then we are drawing a rectangle on the image with the bounding box coordinate as these. So we have xmin, ymin, xmax, ymax. For example, if we take this bounding box, this one, for images, the origin starts at the top left corner. So the top left corner, this point would be the origin. So xmin and ymin, those two would be these 2 coordinates, meaning the top left coordinates of the bounding box. And then here we have xmax and ymax. Those 2 coordinates would be the bottom right coordinates of the bounding box. Okay, and then this is the color we are using for the bounding box, for drawing the bounding box. So it's a green color. And then this is the line width. Okay. So we are simply looping over the objects detected and drawing the bounding box using their minimum and max coordinates, right? And finally here we are showing the image, right? So it has not only detected the 5 objects correctly, but the bounding boxes as well. So for this remote, that small this box, for this image, this box, and then for the 2 cats, these 2 boxes, and finally for the couch, it is as much as the image, right? uh, it has detected very accurately. And then let's run this code. So now we are calling the model with the parrot image. Let's see how many objects it detect, and let's look at the bounding boxes. Right, this is very good. So it has detected only 2 objects. Again, the confidence scores are really high, and it has detected them as birds. Okay. So if we draw the bounding boxes, again, we are doing the same thing, reading the parrot's image from the URL as a NumPy array, looping over the objects and drawing these rectangles. So even these rectangles, they very accurately detect where in the image the objects, in this case, the birds are, right? So this model is doing quite well. If you wanted to detect the birds, animals, etc., we probably don't need to train a model. This model, ResNet from Facebook, it can very accurately detect the birds, the parrots, etc. Now again, then we come to the interesting part, the zero-shot object detection. Right? Again, we are going to detect objects which are not used, or the labels not used during the training process. Okay. So, okay, I did not run this code. Let me quickly run the code. All right. So this time the model is coming from Google, the default model. So Hugging Face, they choose the default models from different developers, right? So we saw one from Google, one from Microsoft, one from Facebook, etc. So they are probably choosing the best models. All right. So here we have a cat image, and this time we have asked the model to detect a cat and a bird in this image, right? So this time the confidence scores are low, but the model has detected only 2 cats within this image. So it did not find any birds within this image, right? So within this image, the model did not find any birds. So we can use this model to ask a question like, is this image has a bird, right? So that's another way we can use these models. And second one, we are calling it with this parrot image. And again, we are asking the model to detect cat and birds within this image. Now, this time, it seems like it has detected only one bird, and the confidence scores are also not great, 0.11. Uh, Probably it has a threshold of 0.1, because I'm pretty sure the other bird must also have been detected, but the confidence score is below 0.1, so it's not returned by default. Similar to here, right? It has confidently detected 2 cats, even though the scores are low. All right. Now with these models, we can provide multiple inputs as well. So for example, here we are providing both the cat and parrot images in the form of these dictionaries in a list. And the good thing is the candidate labels don't have to be the same. So we can have the candidate labels at the image level, right? Uh, the result wouldn't be different because we are calling the same model. It's just we are calling it with multiple images. So for the first image, it has detected the 2 cats with the same confidence score. For the third image or the second image, it has detected 1 bird. Okay. So the zero shot object detection, the results are not as great as zero shot text classification, but that is understandable, right? So in the last few years, uh, so much research has been on NLP. So probably in a couple of years, we will have zero shot object detectors with high accuracies as well. Uh, that's all for today. And in the final video, uh, in the computer vision space, we will look at image segmentation and depth detection. Thank you very much.